Since prom is just around the corner, or it has already passed by the time this video gets out, I don't freaking know, I thought I would tell y'all about my prom experience. In short, it was awful. Worst day of my life, hands down. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So, I didn't initially go to prom my senior year. Instead, I had a boyfriend who was a grade above me, so I would get to go to his prom. Now, if y'all know anything about my life, y'all know that my ex is a scumbag. The word scumbag isn't even in my vocabulary, but I will talk clearly about why in another video. So anyways, prom was coming up and everyone was hustling and bustling buying tickets. I never brought it up to my boyfriend at the time. Let's call him D. So I was just a little preoccupied with after school volunteering programs and being vice president of art club and such. But I still wanted to have my prom experience with D. So I was just waiting on the time he would ask me. And I waited and waited and waited. Prom was like next week. Eventually I couldn't take it anymore. I caved in and asked him if he bought tickets for us. Now that I think about it, he never really asked me to prom. Maybe I thought I would go because, maybe I was his girlfriend. I was actually more than a little crispy. I was mad, y'all. Because, everybody else got these cute little poster boards and their friends helping them ask these girls out to prom. I mean, it doesn't have to be extravagant. But can I at least get asked? I didn't even get asked. I didn't expect much, but I was still crispy with a side of rice. So I asked him about the tickets, right? And he looks at me like I'm crazy. Like I'm the crazy one. And says to me, "Oh, yeah, I got us tickets. You know I did." Now, I don't know if this is prominent in any other state, but in Alabama, the rules of thumb for prom. Number 1 rule is always courteous for the guy to buy the girl tickets to prom. You don't have to, but at least give the girls a heads up. Number 2, always walk in with your date. Make sure everybody in the club know who you with, and also to prevent future makeouts on the dance floor with somebody else's date. Number 3, have fun together and make memories. I'll let y'all know when these become important later. So he flashes me the ticket and all my stress just melts away. I already made up my mind that this would be my only prom since I wouldn't get to go next year. Because my boyfriend won't be in school anymore and there's just no other point in going if your boyfriend isn't there with you. That's sarcasm, by the way. So I get home and proclaim to my family, I'm going to prom! And we start getting ready for the dance. So we order my dress online and I cut class to spend hours doing my makeup for that night. When I was ready, I was a freaking princess. I have never felt as good as I felt in that moment. I mean, I was usually in a t-shirt with no bra, giving food to the homeless, or covered in paint. So it felt good to be a little cute from time to time. So anyways, my aunt drops me off at the gym, and I meet all my friends up at the doorway. Derek wasn't there yet. So we chatted up for a bit, then we walk into the entrance where we check in at. So one by one, my friends check into prom, and I finally realize Derek has the tickets. So I pull out of line and text Derek that I'm here and he has the tickets. He texts me back that he's on his way. So why I tell y'all, why this dude come out of the gym covered in sweat? First of all
you ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. All you ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. Just do it now, lick it good. Suck this pussy just like you should. Right now, lick it good. Suck this pussy just like...
But I just brush it off. We're at prom, we're here to have fun. I don't want to ruin things with my pettiness. I mean, at the time, I really loved that boy, so nothing he did made me upset. He pulls out his ticket and goes up to the counter to check me in. The lady stops and looks from me to him and says, this is just one ticket. You have to buy a ticket for your date, What? I turn to D and he doesn't make eye contact with me, obviously. He knew he only paid for himself. He asks the lady what she means, and she repeats herself a little louder this time, which is even more embarrassing because everyone behind us hears us this time. He stands up straight, looks at me, shrugs, and just says, "Sorry, I'll figure out something," and runs back into the stadium to party it up some more. I can clearly see you dancing. Clearly, I see you. My heart was crushed and everyone could see it. Like I could hear people whispering and just pitying me, you know? It was an awful moment. You don't want to feel like that on like one of the greatest nights of your teenage life. Prom night. So I slowly started to make my way to the back of the line when one of my friends stopped me along the way. Now this friend of mine was way nicer to me than D ever was. And he was like the guardian of our little friend group. His name was DJ. So DJ stops me as I was treading back, and I realized he saw the whole thing. My eyes were like tearing up at this point, and I just wanted to run away. But then he pulls an extra ticket out of his pocket and pats me on the head. And I will never forget what he said at this moment. He says, D knew we had to get 2 tickets. I don't know what he was thinking, but I got you. DJ's date was waiting for him in the front while he checked me in as his date as well. So, DJ, if you see this, thank you so much. I miss you, man. You literally made my night. The rest of the night, it was just a lot of dancing and watching other people dance. To be honest, I can't really remember much of it, but I do remember that Derek danced with other girls and he was just not paying attention to me like that at all. I just hung out with some of my friends and danced the night away, even though I'm a terrible dancer. This has a happy ending, though. The next year, I met Josh, and we still didn't go to prom that year, but we held our own prom at his house with a few of our friends. So, everything happens for a reason. I was trying to make that last part sound cheesy, like the other YouTuber, animator, story timers, but it just didn't work out. So, hold on, let me try again.
All you ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. All you ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. Just do it now.